Well, segment two on the Daily Racing Form weekend preview. We're going to stick at Gulfstream Park, but we're going to talk about the ladies now, Alexa. The fillies, as we go back in time a little bit to race number 9. So we're still on Saturday. We're still going to look at race number 9. But before we do, we can dive into a quick look at the Kentucky Oaks point standings, because there are a couple of these fillies that are on the tip top of the point standings that we're actually going to see this weekend. The Queen's MG, also 5G. So, Alexa, did you have like any of these fillies that you absolutely love that are on this list? It looks like Good Cheer right now, still undefeated. She's the one to beat.
Yeah, I mean, Good Cheer's definitely the one that everybody has their eyes on. But I mean, this race is competitive, and that we're about to look at Gulfstream. And I think any of these horses can jump up and become major players in the Oaks field.
Alexa, one thing that I enjoy about hanging out with you, it makes me feel a little bit younger because I'm a little older than you. But sometimes, like, I'll mention a movie or a song or something, and it's like way over your head because we're different generations. I was watching Can't Hardly Wait the other day. So then when I saw Paradise City, I've been humming Take Me Down to the Paradise City over and over the last few days. Paradise City is the number one in here. And all joking aside, I think she's a major player. She's proven at Gulfstream Park. She's proven at the mile of the 16th. She's stakes placed. And in reading an article about her, the connection said they've kind of figured out that she wants to be covered up. If they put her into the race a little too early, she kind of runs her race. But if they wait on her and then just sort of ask her to run at the end, that's when they got the best out of her. And they've done it the last couple times. And you'll notice she's actually run really well then. I think she fits pretty well with this group. What do you think about Paradise City?
Yeah, it's interesting you point that out. I mean, these are young horses, right? So a lot of them don't have none of them have tons of experience, and you do have to figure out what they like,
Yep.
figure out what their style is. So hearing that from the trainer, which is Safi, is a very positive mark. I mean, like you said, continue to improve with more experience, more distance. Um, Timeform US also gives her the best late pace in the race. And Safi's outstanding off the layoff, and she's training really well. So I have her underneath in my selections, but I definitely think she could be a real player.
The number 2 early on comes into this race off a runner-up effort in the Virginia Oaks. That was only a couple weeks ago, so they wheeled her back pretty quickly. You just mentioned Safi Joseph Jr. He also trains the number 2 and the number 3 in this race, so a
Yeah.
very strong hand with all these 3 horses to the inside. Do you give early on a chance?
Early on's interesting. You know, she has 25 points on the leaderboard. She's coming off short rest, like you said, with just 2 weeks ago, where she got that second place. She ran a really gritty race that day, and I don't think she got a great trip. Went wide, got kind of strung out, and then kept coming, and really had an unbelievable close to get second. So I do think she has a lot more. The question if she's going to have like enough in the tank after 2 weeks rest and traveling back to Miami.
The Queen's MG is the number 3. She's going to make her third start of the form cycle. So she's had a couple recent starts. She was a horse who was kind of precocious early on in her career. Looked like she had tailed off a bit, but then her last couple races, Alexa, very good. I wonder though if she wants to keep going longer. But overall, as a horse, I don't have many knocks on her. I have her just a little below others that I like at better prices. What do you think about the Queen's MG?
Yeah, I agree with you. You know, she had such a good 2 year old year and then disappointed, but that one of the big disappointments was in the mud. And since then, she's had 3 good performances with a win. She's got a lot of points on the leaderboard. She kind of need maybe one more placing in there to secure her spot and be really comfortable with her position for the Oaks. But this is a contentious race, and she definitely has the talent to win. Time from US has her leading the field. But we've also seen her come from off the pace. So I think that could
Yeah.
be a helpful, like, versatility advantage she might have.
I agree with you. I think she'd probably be more off the pace a little bit in this race.
Yeah.
5G is pretty quick. And honestly, when you look at her form overall, her races have been really good on turf and on dirt. The only time she didn't really run well was in her career debut, and that was going shorter. So all her races going longer are very good. I mean, I think she just fits really well with this group.
I think so too. I think she's currently eighth on the leaderboard with 25 points. Like you said, winner of a stakes in January at Gulfstream. And I agree, she should be the pace setter in here. I think the pace competition will be on the outside from number 7, as promised. But, you know, Anna's Promise is facing tougher than she has. I think 5G has the best shot at wiring this field of anybody in here.
What in the Literal is the next one up. And she's not been in the best of form as of late. She has a couple pretty good races, but just overall, when you're comparing resumes, she seems like she's going to have to improve quite a bit to compete with like some of the top fillies in this race.
Like, what in the literal heck is she doing in this race? I just don't get it. I'm not big on her in here.
Cassiar is one that you are big on, though. The Dam was a graded stakes winner going long on the turf. So, from a distance standpoint, she's bred to be able to go longer. This should be no problem. And she was very good in her career debut when she won at Tampa Bay Downs. So, I think she's another one who fits with this group. This is just going to be a lot to ask in her second start. She certainly seems talented.
Yeah, I mean, this is an ambitious step up. I have her as my second selection in here. But her first out won impressively, nice speed figure, like you said, much shorter. But trainer Shogugay does really well stretching them out, and I just like it. I think we don't have the odds yet for this race, but I'm hoping to get some value on her in here.
And rounding out the field, it's Anna's Promise. She's in really nice form right now, Alexa. She's won back-to-back races. She's trying to go 3 in a row. Both of her wins recently have been right here at Gulfstream Park. I could see her, sitting a good trip. That's the key. Can she sit off another horse, or does she want to go out and battle? If she lets maybe 5G go to the front and she can sit second or third, that's probably her best chances of winning this race. How do you feel about Anna's Promise?
Yeah, I guess I saw it like a little bit differently. I did think that she's going to want that lead. And I just think 5G has a leg up on her from that perspective with experience, really from experience. So I think it's going to be contentious. And I picked one speed horse to include in here. For me, that was 5G, and I left Anna's Promise out.
So we can move and talk about our selections here, Alexa. Why don't you go first? Let us know, how have you stacked them up with your top 4?
Yeah, my top pick is 5G, followed by Cassiar, the Queen's MG, and then Gino, Paradise City.
So I'm going to put the 1 Paradise City on top. I have 5G, the 4 in the second spot, and then behind them, other logical horses, the 7 Anna's Promise, and then the 3 the Queen's MG. Don't really have any knocks on Cassiar. It's one of those where I gave the horses with a little more experience more of the advantage here. So we will take a quick break. When we return, we'll talk some wagering. We'll stick at Gulfstream Park, and we'll let you know, how are we going to be betting on these races? We just previewed the fields. Now the important part, how are we going to make some money playing these races? Don't go anywhere. We'll take a quick break, and then we'll get to Gulfstream Park best bets.